Hello everyone. So this is the final part of our previous video where we saw how we can trigger Power Automate on the button click and how to map the fields in Power in Word document which is stored in SharePoint. Then how to convert Word to PDF. Then again to store somewhere that document in the SharePoint and then to download the generated files. So for that, we saw how to create the SharePoint integrations. We worked on the Ribbon Workbench, Power Automate, MS Word, Developer Mode, and all. All these things are already covered in the first part of the video. Okay, so the first part it looks like this is the case record, and we have a custom button here. Once you click on the print case, it is going to it is going to trigger a flow, which is this one. This is for batch print, but both are exactly same only with a very minimal difference. So it is going to trigger this flow where we're getting the response, okay? And it is getting the case information, customer information that it is populating a Word document, which is stored somewhere in the SharePoint, some location. Then we are setting the file name, folder name. We are creating the file. Like once it is populated from Dynamics in this one, then we are storing to the SharePoint folder. Then we are converting that into the PDF document so that if you want to print it, it should whenever you download it, it should already give in the PDF format. And then we are giving the response, the 200 something, so that we are once this Power Automate response is 200, we are getting the downloaded document here. And the final step was we are getting the folder and creating a file and storing into the SharePoint, so that whenever you click on this one, it's like whenever you click on the print case, the document, whatever the generated document, it should be available in the document grid here as well. If you go here and the document, not this one, in another related, if you see here, some documents should be created here. So these all are getting stored here in this step. Where is this? This one, create new folder and create file too. This was covered in the first part. The second part was second part was whenever we select multiple, we create another button, custom button, batch print. So once you click on this button, for this one, we created another new custom button. And also we created another JavaScript file, which is this one, batch print, where in the previous one, we were just focused on the primary control, this one. But then we changed to generate selected items, which will focus on, which was looping through all the selected items and not generating the document. Okay. So here, if you click on the batch print, what it will do is generate document. And if you come here in the batch print, just go back. And now you can see that if we have selected five cases, so I'm not interested in saving this. Just cancel it. Okay, cancel it. All of them are running properly. So if you come here and see, all of them ran successfully, the succeeded. So the problem here is, suppose if you are selecting 100 or 200 records, and if you are printing this multiple documents, this batch print, whatever. So it is triggering the same flow multiple times, 100 times or 50 times, and it is difficult to track all of them. So instead of triggering the flow multiple times, what we are going to do is we are going to trigger it just a single time. So the flow, the structure, whatever we have, it need to change completely. But we are going to use the same button in the ribbon here. In the previous video, we have already shown this batch print where we have added the selected control, selected items, and this primary control. This is the environment variable name, everything, and then enable rule, so that only when you select some case, then only it will be visible batch print. If you do not select, it will not be visible. So all these things that we have already covered in the previous one. So the motto of this one, this video is just to, it should run just a single flow instead of running multiple flows. Only one flow should run. So now to handle that, what we can do is we have this batch print, right? So this is not going to work. I think we need to loop through each selected items. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new flow. Okay, just flow. We have the flow here, right? Create a new flow, automated flow, and give it as a name as final batch print. Okay, skip. We go to the old designer form. final batch. Okay. Now I want to get triggered on whenever a response is received, right? When when HTTP request. Okay. I think this is enough. When HTTP request is received. Where is that? Next is this one. Okay. Now you see here again we have this HTTP post URL. So whatever JavaScript we have developed and we have kept here inside this one, download this batch print, right? And this one is getting triggered by our environment variable, which is nothing but here batch print in the connection environment variable, this one. So currently it is holding another Power Automate reference, which was developed in a previous video. Now we are creating a new one. So we need to save this environment URL and keep it into the this batch print environment variable. Okay. So let's, because we do not want the previous flow to run whenever this button is getting clicked. Okay. Whenever this button is getting clicked, where is it? Hold on. This button is getting clicked. I do not want the previous flow to run. I want this new flow to run. So in order to run this new flow, I need to collect this HTTP post URL and I need to post that in this batch print here, current value. So right now let's add another, this one. Which one is, so let's get the list rows first. List rows. And I want what I want. We are dealing with a case, right? So we should select the cases and save it. So as soon as you save it here, you'll get the URL. Copy it and come here. In case if you do not put it here, then this flow is not going to trigger. Whatever you if you are whatever the flow you have created, if you want to run multiple flow or any other flow, just copy this URL and paste it in the environment variable. Okay. So I'm just removing it, post it, save it. Now this part is done. JavaScript, let's leave it as of now. Now here in the previous video, what we were doing is hold on, let me duplicate it. We were passing that GUID one second. Let me just copy it from here. I think we already have this batch print. So come here, edit it. Okay. So earlier we were triggering this one on HTTP, and this is we were passing a single string, right? Single case ID. But right now I do not want a single case ID. I want to pass it as an array. Okay. So in order to pass it as an array, you have to pass a different JSON, which is nothing but coming here and just paste it here. I'll just paste it. It is almost same type object property, but instead of case ID, I'm passing the case IDs. And earlier it was type of string. Now we are passing type of array. Okay, this is done. Now let's save it. Now what we need is, let's close this one, make this list rows, rename this, so this is fine. And now what I want is I want to apply to each. Okay, so control apply to each. And in this one, we need to provide the value for what you want to apply, for which case records. So I want to apply for all the list rows. Okay, list rows means first of all we are getting all the case ID which was selected. Then we are getting the list rows, and that list on those selected items I want to apply for each this condition. So here we should have the value of list rows value. Okay, which is list rows value. Okay, this is fine. Now here add an action. Now let's get the what we need. We need this case information, right? We need each case information. So coming here, final, get each information, get raw ID. Okay, now getting the raw ID, and here we need to choose the table. So here let's select the case, cases, and this one we need to select again the case. List rows, not from the list rows, from the apply to each here. Cases, items, incident ID. Okay, this is fine. So we want to, right now we are just going to populate the value from this case. Now if you want to populate the value from this customer or from this contact and all, you can again come here and you can add that here. Just get raw ID. Just get, or you just choose an operation not needed. You get raw ID of, so suppose if this is the contact, here the information from the contact, like we have mobile phone, business phone, email, whatever you want to populate from here, which is inside, which is the lookup of this case. In the case we have this contact lookup, from then we are going inside this. So in this case there's a different catch here. You can set, first of all, let's rename this, get case information, and now this one should be get contact information. Okay, here we are going to select the contact only. Contacts. But now in this one, raw ID, okay, we are not just going to select the raw ID. We need to select first, it should come from the case information. So if you come case information, here we should have the contact, case contact value. Okay, this one we need to select. So if you hover over this, see, you can see get case information. From case information we are getting this contact ID. This is fine. Now what I want, the previous step was like populate. Okay, so here inside this one we need to populate Microsoft Word Online, populate. Okay, and the file information and all was, I think we are going to use the same file, right? So okay, go to your whatever, you can have any SharePoint list name and all, whichever XYZ you want, you can give it here. And here it is case, and the file name was file name. Okay, this one itself. So if you come here, we have now this one. So the document was stored inside folder. It was stored inside. And okay, let's see here itself. It was test one, right? So if we come here and check test one somewhere, okay, I want to use this one. So wherever it is stored, it doesn't matter. You just need to check the path. So I need the path of this one. So coming here, where is test one? Test one. And in this one, I want that Word document. Okay, this is done. And I want to populate. What do you want to populate here? I just want to populate job title. Get list rows, not this one. Get case information. You should have, I want case title. Ticker symbol, I want it as address, city, whatever. Okay, let me right now just hard code it. Okay, now let's see, suppose if you want this contact. Okay, suppose in your Word document you have written somewhere this contact, and you want that one to be populated, okay, from this one of this contact. I want to populate, let's say, this mobile font. So what you need to do here is, first of all, you need to go to this one, get contact information, and from here you need to select that first name or email, whatever it is. Okay, you need to post it this one here. And title, I'm just going to give it as random right now. Whatever you want, you can put it, take it from the dynamic content, that's not a problem. Okay, now this is done. So what we need now, we have another step as a folder name. So folder name, if you remember, case title, and it was random, something we added because it was not able to create a file with the same name. So random, what it does, it gives the name like xyz 999, xyz 555, some random numbers it assigns. So I'm going to create this compose, and the file name should be check, right? Sorry, it should be case title. And what was it? It was case title, case title, and some random number. So let's come here, give it as a random number. Going to give from 0 to 9, anything it can assign. So this is nothing but a word file name, right? Rename word file name. And now I want to create a folder, like a folder as well. So folder name, I'm just so compose, and this one should include, what was that earlier, in order we had one issue earlier. If I come here, I just gave some random numbers, random names for the folder. So what it was doing was, it was not creating the folder name as expected. It was just giving test folder. If you put here some test name xyz, then it will create the test folder, and it will store your generated document, this populated document, in that folder. But I want it exactly how the dynamics create the folder name whenever we put any documents into that case record or contact record. So for that, we concatenated, and we did something here. I think it was get case information. Okay, and get case information body title to upper, we replace the GUID with this one, and case ID. Okay, fine. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. Otherwise, again, it'll create another folder which we do not want. Okay, and this is done. So get case information, replace your case ID. Okay, this is fine. Now what I want to store this file, whatever we have created in this populate, it is populated. Okay, now I want to store it into the SharePoint. So for that, first let's go to SharePoint, create a file, here we have. Okay, now where you want to create a file, I want to create the file in the same location, like above. Where is it? This one. Inside this one, we are creating inside group DNS documents inside the case, right? So here also I want the same. Here's documents. Okay, and the folder path was same inside the case. That is it. Go to site, not this one. Okay, it is inside the incident. Okay, incident is the same name as case. So in this one, and here the file name was output.x word file name. We are going to keep exactly the same thing. Word file name. Okay, this is folder name. Okay, just to avoid the confusion, I'm renaming everything. I don't want folder name, I want file name. So put word file name I'm giving, and it is in the docx format, right? So it should be docx. Whenever you download it, if you want to download in the PDF or docx, you need to give the extension here. and what you want as the content. I want the this one populated one, right? So just going to give here as Word, Microsoft Word, not, yeah, this one only, create file. Okay, now it is stored there. What I want now, I want to convert this into the PDF. If you see here also, we have done the same thing. So going here, select Word, Word Online, convert Word to PDF, select the file location, give your instant whatever case. Okay, and now here we have output for file name, and I want to give it as a docx. And what this is the name. This is just matching, like whenever it is going into this DNS documents inside the case, it is matching if there is any file with this output docx with this one file name and this docx extension. Okay, now this is done. Now another step is response, create a new folder and create file too. So if you try to add this response inside this for loop, we cannot give a parallel branch inside each loop. Okay, you can see there is no any other. Wait, the response we have here is that on this one, just add an action. Now, if you try to add this, it will throw an error. The operation response cannot be used inside for each loop. So we need to use it after this, once this we come out of this loop only. So let's see, another one is create a new folder, right? So let's come here and create a new folder, go to SharePoint, create a new folder. So right now I'm missing two major things to handle the selected items array. Okay, right now we are just following this. We only made a changes in the HTTP request and we have added this condition apply to each. But there are two major things to handle downloading the multiple documents. Okay, we need to initialize one array and which we need to use it somewhere here. First of all, I'm going to follow this step. After once this is done, I will show you that major changes. Okay, so here let's select that file, this one, and here it is the same case, and here what is it? This is our nothing but the folder name, right? Oh, folder name output. Okay, now the next step is create file into that. Okay, so create a file, create a file. Okay, so what we're doing is, see, these steps are same, so you do not get confused on this one. After this, the step which I am going to show you, that is more important. So folder path was earlier, it was like a full path only, full path of a created folder. Okay, full path, and the file name, it was the word file name. Okay, so if you come here, output of the this name, and I want to store it as a PDF, right? Dot PDF. Okay, and now which content you want? I want this PDF content only. So Word, Microsoft, not this one. It was PDF. Okay, this is done. Now let's save it. It will not throw any error. Okay, finally we have saved. So what we are doing is we are collecting the selected GUID of this case. We are going collecting that list rows now into the each list rows in the for loop. We are getting the value, case information, and contact information. We are populating it, getting word file name, creating file, this word document, and all. Till here it is fine. Now here we need to initialize an array. first of all, here inside this one, below, above this apply to each. Okay. So let's add an action which will store the bulk responses. Okay. Whatever we are giving, the it is bulk. Batch means bulk only, right? So let's give initialize array, initialize variable, and here let's give the name as bulk response. Okay, bulk response array, and it should not be of type array, boolean. It should be of array. Okay, this is done, and let's give a name as initialize bulk response. Bulk response. You should always prefer changing the name so that whenever you in the dynamic content, it should give you the exact name what you are looking for. So this one is done. Now the next step is inside the for loop we need to use it. So coming here, what we are doing is we are getting the value, getting contact information, populating word file name, okay, file name, converting word to PDF. Okay, now once word to PDF is converted, what we need to append the variable. Okay, so here what we need to do is add an action, append to array variable. Okay, and you need to select your existing whatever we have given here, this one. Okay, we are initializing the bulk response here, right? So same thing we need to give here as well, and here it should be the body of what, this above, convert word to PDF document. So if you come here, convert word to PDF document. Okay, this is done. So for this one, two things. First of all, we have initialized the bulk response. First one is we gave it, now it is taking, accepting case IDs in array form. Now we are listing the rows. We have initialized bulk response array, and we are applying for each of the records, whatever the selected records are there. And now we are creating this document, creating new folder file and all for every selected items, every selected cases. Okay. Now till this one it is done. So now let's come out of this loop and let's go to another action, new step. Here we need to see the response. So this is the response. Here it is same only, here as earlier it should be content type, control C, control V, and application slash PDF. Let's save it. Batch printing. Okay. So now I think we should be able to achieve this one instead of running the